And back to the stalking thing really quickly.
Yes. Yes.
How do you feel that you can mitigate that risk? Because obviously, I mean, it's not just the females, but I do feel like the fans, I do feel female fans tend to go into it more hard. But how do you mitigate that? How do you protect the performers?
I don't know that there is. I learned a lot after that experience because he drove from Kansas City, showed up at my doorstep at 3:27 in the morning. I do have an assault rifle. I do have a 38 and a Glock 45.
God damn.
So,
well, remind me not to go in that basement unannounced.
By my bedside. So I was like, wow, is that the doorbell? And, my guy, and he's like, what? And I mean, just after Ozark too. Okay. I was, like Netflixing on Ozark. And he's like, I don't know. So we have the Ring doorbell and he's like, can I help you? And he's like, hey, I'm here for Kendra. And he's like, so there was some banter back and forth. Right. He had his car packed. So it was sad. I felt bad for him because the person catfished him into thinking for 6 months that I was corresponding with them. Yeah. So it was just terrible. I mean, it was just not a good situation. And my guy being, protective said, I should have just shot it. And I'm like, no, that's not. He goes, we need to basically make a point. I'm like, okay, we're not doing okay, no, it's not happening like that. Okay. Let's just hit it, but I think it's just like, it was just a violation of privacy and you don't know what the intentions are, that type of thing. So I think it's just, I love that fans are like, I love that they want to know more about us and I'm so grateful for their support and, I felt bad for the guy, but I think sometimes there's a line that you just don't cross and it's, personal space and, personal, like, if I'm with my family or something like that, it's like, I'm more than happy to take a picture, but, I need to like remove myself or just it's just like a time and a place. But sometimes,
there has to be a wall between.
Andrew, and it's just, so.
Andrew Williams says, hello, fellow Bowling Marks. Wow, what a hot guest. Is he talking about you or something?
I really appreciate that. I've been feeling a little I've been under the weather lately. I've been having some medication issues. Andrew,
you're not on here much.
No, thank you, Andrew.
It's so nice to have him.
I appreciate that. So kind. So kind.
So we are trying to raise a little money for charity here. So if you could do like some of these young people, if you could donate $2, $5, $10, or even $125 or pesos, we'll take either one. Feel free to, and we'll make sure to put your question up and make your donation and have your question with it. And as you can tell, I've posted a lot of free questions tonight, but this is to raise a little money for charity here. So, and whatever you can donate is certainly appreciated. And even Kendra says she's going to donate, and I'll look for her $100,000 check in the mail.
Do you think there's a way to protect the performers in a situation like that? I mean, I know that obviously, especially as things go to OnlyFans and they get away from the studios and they get away from the conventions and it becomes more of a personal thing. How do you mitigate that? How do you reduce the risk? Because that's one thing that I've always been a fan of is risk reduction in any industry and any sort of things. It's why I don't believe in the drug war. I think that it ups the risk and makes it harder to reduce. How do you reduce risk in a situation like this?
I think in all honesty, I mean, for me personally, I guess sometimes I don't even my guy's like, you have to be careful. And I don't see myself, I see myself as just, okay, I can go to the store, whatever, but I do carry a gun. So for me, that's just because for my own personal protection. Yeah. But I think, ultimately, I think it's just like general safety. Like, if you're going to go to an event, make sure that you do have, some security. And it's not that you're trying to be, a diva or anything like that. But, you need some help along the way. So I think it's just being proactive instead of reactive. So prepare for the situation, kind of plan ahead, like your homes and your businesses, things like that, put them into a trust or an LLC, so those things can't be linked to you, your phone, like those types of things. But, people are resourceful and they will. And I think at the end of the day, I don't know. It is like, you never know, but you just have to try to take some basic precautions and be smart, Don't be on your phone dark at night in a, parking lot, just basic common sense.
Let's all three of us chime in on this one. I think Kendra can add some good. We have some Euro donations coming in here.
€3 donation from Andrew Williams.
That's like $100 here in America.
Oh my gosh.
Give Trump a little more time. We might. More debate, more Hall of Fame worthy, Junkyard Dog or Randy Orton. I know my pick.
And we worked with Randy here at OVW. Randy and Chris and I have one hell of a history together. We know Randy very well.
Yes, I mean, don't you think that they're both worthy?
I think they're both.
Well, absolutely. But who do you put in first, Randy or JYD?
You got to go Randy to me. It's Randy all day.
Really?
The guy's been.
Goddamn! But JYD, man, for longevity, everything he
I
did.
know.
Randy's
so
been on.
long.
He's been on top
for 15 years. What do you want?
Yeah.